Hi, and welcome to Sixcess Stories. We are your hosts, Christina Gent.
And Eric Ozarowski.
And this is where we get to share real conversations with the members of the 6 Degrees community about life, leadership, and the power of meaningful connections. On today's episode, we have Darci Daneshvari, who is the CEO and founder of Explore Digital.
Yeah, in this episode with Darci, we talk about community building and the importance of the finer details of hosting a great event. We get into a topical social experiment that she was really fascinated by and how staying skeptical is a really, really important skill in 2025 and beyond. We talk about personal values and how they show up, or how we hope they show up for our teams, and get into the evolution of her company, which is Explore Digital, and how her company over the last 10 years has evolved in the ever-changing digital marketing landscape. And at the end, we get into delegation and pre-planning and how she sets her team up for success. So just a really well-rounded episode of a lot of laughter, a lot of fun, a lot of learning.
Yeah, I really appreciated. There was a lot to learn from Darci through this conversation. She has over a decade of experience in just running her company. And so just the way that she has learned to run her team, it was really great advice that she shared with us. And so I appreciated that for where we are right now in learning how to delegate more effectively and just the processes that we can sharpen up so that we can continue to grow our team and grow 6 Degrees. So please enjoy this episode of Sixcess Stories. Anytime we record on a Friday, I'm always like, Friday. But it's weird. To me, it doesn't feel like a Friday. Does it feel like a Friday to everybody?
Yes.
It does feel like a Friday for you?
To me, yes.
Yeah?
Yes, it does.
I would say it feels like Friday.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's not a good check-in.
That's fine.
Because I was going to say, like, if it doesn't feel like Friday, what day does it feel like? But not, both of you are on a Friday.
No,
so
Friday.
I'm feeling it.
Okay. So different check-in. Do you have something?
I don't.
Well, okay. So you guys are in Friday mood. So on a scale of 1 to 5, what is your energy level right now?
I'm kind of excited right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm having a good Friday this morning. So, like, we're closed on Fridays for our agency business.
Okay.
The co-working space runs itself with our team. And then I've started this reselling business on the side. And I woke up this morning and I had some sales offers or whatever, and I accepted them. So I got these offers. That was super cool. But then I went back to sleep because we're closed in our agency business. I didn't have anything until 9:15, but I went back to sleep and then woke up with more offers.
Nice.
And so I got a bunch of sales today, and I'm like, oh, is it National Payday or something? And I think because the government shutdown is over, I think everybody just got paid.
Oh, that's interesting.
So I'm feeling
that you
the sales
actually
today.
feel that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Those are just my hypotheses. I could be totally wrong,
Sure.
and it could be just,
I mean, it makes sense, though.
But like, it was very weird because it was happening at like 6 a.m.
What's the most orders you got in a
Today is the most I think I've ever got in a day.
Interesting.
So that's why it feels like a big deal.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that would brew up some excitement for me. If that's
Yeah.
I'm so making money while I'm sleeping, and it's like, well, I'm gonna go back to sleep, and then
then
you
make
wake up and
more-
make more
make more
money.
I've never experienced
Darci, what are you
that.
doing here right now?
Should be asleep.
Oh my God. It was just really funny. I'd never had that. So I think it happened 3 times. And I was like, all right, I guess I got to get up for this meeting at 9:30.
That's incredible, though.
So yeah, we take pre-scheduled meetings on Fridays if they need to go
Okay.
over. Yeah.
Got
So would you say if your scale is 1 to 5, 5 is high, are you a 5?
On energy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good right now.
Okay. Yeah.
It's really good.
Vibes
Nice.
are good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you at, Eric?
Number-wise, I would probably say 4.
4?
Yeah, I'm a little tired. It's like the 3 p.m., whatever time, 3 p.m., like afternoon on a
little
Friday
lull.
is kind of,
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
I'm feeling that a little bit.
Well, it's also raining.
Yeah, but I like the rain right
I know,
now.
I love this
Like,
weather.
San Diego's freaking out, and I'm just like, it's rain.
I
I'm
know.
also making gumbo later, so that could be another
Nice.
reason.
Yeah, you've got a lot
Stoked.
going on this weekend.
Yeah.
Soup's giving.
Soup's giving, and I'm making the gumbo tonight, so I don't have to fret tomorrow.
Well, it's going to taste better.
Perfect.
second
It's
day.
going to taste way
Yeah.
better.
100%.
Leftovers for sure.
Yeah.
What about you, Christina?
I'm at a 5, which probably has something to do with the amount of caffeine I consumed, because
I can tell.
I consume. We were working at Downtown Works, and I was just on I don't know, I was on a vibe, and I had one, then I had two, and I was like, do I have a third? Is that crazy? I want my heart to explode today. So I had a lot, and I'm feeling it, but I'm also, I think, energized by just the activity that's happening for next week. There's still quite a bit of stress right now as far as filling the room, but I'm very optimistic about getting to where we want to get to for it. So I'm energized as hell right now.
Yeah. Let's tap into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally.
Right?
Take that into the weekend.
Help me.
Event planning is tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
But it's very rewarding when it all comes
The
together.
highs are very high.
Yes.
When it's done and it goes well and something always comes up. The things are happening and the momentum is there and people show up and I get to enjoy it. Like it's worth it, but I'm so glad that we do it for us. and people are like, you guys are really good at events. You should have an event production company kind of thing. I was like,
absolutely not.
I don't want to do that for any clients.
No way. No way.
Well, he was telling me a story about you guys planning an event. And I didn't realize this, but you guys plan events like 2 years in advance, apparently.
We start to, I mean, there's definitely things that we start to like percolate on. And well, it's funny because last year, I think it was like the week of last year's holiday party. And I was already telling Eric, I was like, oh my God, I have the best idea for next year's holiday party. And he was like, Christina, shut up and let's get through this one first, please. Like, just keep that to yourself. I haven't even processed
write it
this
down.
whole, write it down, save it. I'm like, but I'm excited. And he was like, shh. And I started doing the same exact thing about a week ago when I said we were vibing about something about this year's holiday party, and I was like, oh, maybe next year. And he was like, stop, just stop, don't do it.
It was one of those things where she just started talking, and I just like looked at her more serious. Like the only time I've ever looked at her that serious was on our wedding day, and I was just like, stop. You need to stop right now.
Oh my God.
So yeah, we have ideas and things brew for a while, and then this one we've had for a while, so it's kind of cool for it to come to fruition, and it's gonna be good. But yeah, and then so a big thing for us next year is just kind of having the small, like the normal regular programming mapped out a little bit more clear and a little bit more accessible and a little bit more public. We have some changes that we're working on. So yeah.
What's the biggest event that you've put on or been in charge of, hosted or
involved my wedding, probably.
Yeah. How big was that?
It was like 95 people. Okay. We had a wedding planner though. I can't, and I would have probably not done very well if we didn't have a wedding planner, to be honest. I've marketed events. That's hard too.
Yeah.
But putting on events, I like to host events at my house or just like events, and probably nothing more than about 30 or so, like kind of chilling. But no, the wedding, I mean, between invitations and then like you have to do entertainment and even knowing like how much food to have and drinks to have, that's a science. That's a science. And through entertaining, I've now realized, okay, each guest needs 3/4 of a pound. Like, it's a whole thing.
Yep.
There's math.
There's math. There's some math. I have very big appreciation for those that can plan events, because you're trying to create a memorable experience. You're also trying to capture a feeling. You're also trying to make it feel special and get people excited, and for that magic to kind of happen in the room where people meet each other. And yeah, it's super cool connecting people
when it happens the right way.
When it happens.
I mean, that's the thing that I've just learned is if I'm ever at something and all of the things that you just said are happening and I'm experiencing it, there was so much work to make it feel easy.
Absolutely.
Right? Like when people are like, I could, when like you walk in somewhere, and if anyone that's listening has ever had the experience of like, oh, I could do this. And it's like, for you to not feel anything of the stress or like the people running around or scrambling, like there was so much detail and it's so dialed in. And I just appreciate when I've been at stuff like that a lot, because you just were saying, like, you know, the behind the scenes. You've seen it.
Oh my God.
Even for 30 people, there's a lot of work that goes into it.
Even hosting, right, like Soup's Giving.
Yeah.
Right? Even having, so the cleaning of the house, right? That's a whole thing. And like making sure things are all organized and whatever, and seating. And there's so much that goes into hosting, even in my own home. And that's all a process. Mm-hmm. It's part of why...
Yes.
I don't think we host very much, because we do so much
we're very much
work.
the chef. That's what we do. And I want to go home after I cook for everyone all day. I want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh my God. Yes. No, I know the feeling. I know the vibe. Yeah. Luckily, I have processes. Yes, I have those processes for hosting, like just everything that you mentioned. I mean, Soup's Giving is a potluck.
Yeah.
Thank God.
So tell us about Soup's Giving, because I'm bummed we can't make it, but I'm super like, you have 20 people, 30 people coming, and then everyone's bringing their own soup. Like,
yeah. How
long have you done this? How did it start?
2 or 3 years. Well, it started from a club that my husband and I made when I was in college. It's a club. It's called the 21 Plus Eating Club. And you go out to lunch, and then basically everybody goes and takes a nap somewhere, and then you wake back up, and then you go back out, I guess. You know, it was Ryan called it like the loafer club. And basically, you know, you drink and you eat, and you're in the 21 Plus Eating Club. It's not, that's what it is. We have emails. Very proud of the emails, because they're on the free Google G Suite. He's very proud of that. So he gets all of his 21 Plus Eating Club, like all the restaurant deals and stuff. He gets those sent to his email. But anyway, we resurrected the club about 2 or 3 years ago. And so we started doing like themes with our friends of like, we're doing a Red Lobster type. We did a restaurant themed year. We did a Red Lobster theme, an Outback Steakhouse, a Benihana night. We just picked all of our favorite restaurants and made them at home. And I got to be honest, it was way better than at the restaurant, which is really
sure. I mean, especially for like those chain restaurants. For
my God, yeah. And then there was a year where we did different types of cuisine. So I remember like we did sushi, and we did KBBQ, and we did all sorts of things that you've never made at home before.
Yeah.
That was really fun too. But Soup's Giving, it kind of started out as like a soup plantation night, where we really miss soup plantation here and need that back in our lives. So we started that. And that's basically what Soup's Giving is. So it's a whole like potluck, and people are even bringing baked potatoes and all that kind of stuff, like Soup Plantation.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it came from, and that always stuck. And like November was always a really good time for it.
Yeah.
I don't do it as much as I don't do 21 Peck as much as I did before, but I have at least probably 4 a year that we do. So Soup's Giving, I don't know. I just picked a weekend randomly when November started. I was like, yeah, let's do it this weekend.
That's awesome.
It's more of a casual, like, hey, like this is what we're gonna do for this.
Oh yeah, no, it's a casual thing, and we've got a couple different places in our house for people to hang, and like sometimes we'll play like Jackbox, we'll play like a game, like we've got like a little entertainment piece, and it's got to be light. I don't ever want it to be over engineered, but you know, I just want to make sure that we've got some planned activities.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to have stuff to look forward to. Right?
Oh, totally.
It's a big part of it.
Totally. Yeah, and so just it's also nice to just chill at the house, and we'll see how late it goes. I think it went till 2 a.m. last year, so we'll see.
Nice.
We'll see. It's not like a rager. We just really like to eat soup and hang out.
Yeah,
so there's a couple rounds of soup.
It sounds like one of those just types of events where the friend group kind of gets more and more and more intimate as the night goes on, and then like eventually it's 5 or 6 people like playing cards, eating soup, having some wine around the table, right? And that just goes till 2 a.m. and that's the best. That's the best kind of hangout.
Last year it was because of a puzzle. They decided they had to fucking finish the puzzle. So I went to sleep around 1, but I think around 3 is when they finished the puzzle, and I was like, well, I'm glad that it's not on my table anymore. But they had a good time. Did
they start and finish the puzzle?
They finished the freaking puzzle, and I have photos of them. Like, they went home real late. So
damn,
that is the vibe. You're right.
I love it. I love a good puzzle. I got back into puzzles during COVID.
Well, yeah, and we had these random old ass puzzles from your mom or something. Like because all the puzzles were back ordered on Amazon because everyone was ordering puzzles during COVID. So we had these. I mean, they were so weird, like puzzles, and
They
it
were.
was just what we had to do.
Yeah.
I love that you do that for your friend group and just bring people together in that way, though. That's really cool.
Yeah. We need a third space. I just noticed that I don't want to have to go out to see my friends too.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't know. So yeah, that's.
Do you ever utilize the co-working space, like after hours for stuff like
we
that?
certainly can. I was thinking about doing a poker night or something.
Yeah.
Fun.
We certainly can. But I definitely need like a friend for some of the event planning for that.
Yeah, I guess that's where when it leaves your house is there's another level of thinking through things and making sure that you have everything, and
Yeah.
the planning part that is like, oh, we're at home, I'll just go grab this and this will work.
Mm-hmm.
My friends want to do drunk PowerPoint too, so some of them might bring some PowerPoints to talk about some random subject.
Drunk PowerPoint.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody will be talking about Donica Blewinski tomorrow. Yeah, I was going to cover a TikTok social experiment that's going on, so that'll be my drunk PowerPoint for tomorrow.
What's
That's
the
awesome.
social experience?
Oh, the social experiment? So this woman on TikTok decided to call about 40 churches. Did you hear about this?
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh, she called like 40 churches all over the United States and said she actually had a fake baby playing in the background. And she said, I have a baby that was 2 months old and we ran out of formula last night. And I've been trying to find food for my baby and I just need 1 can of formula, to make sure she's okay. And she called about 40 different religious centers and I think she got 34 no's from churches.
Wow.
And there were like a couple of churches that said okay, and then there was a temple that said yes and they helped, and then there was this man she called a mosque and he said, where are you and what do you need, and like didn't put up any hesitation. But all of the churches were like, no, we don't really do that, we don't have a food pantry, sorry. And all of them got attacked viciously on Google business profile. Like
Sure,
people
yeah.
were leaving like some rough reviews and they got down to a 1.2 stars. But there was a church that said, no, benevolence is for our members only. And like they were literally saying like, hey, your baby's just gonna have to starve, can't help you. So it really started this humongous uproar online. I've even seen it come out of the TikTok sphere, and I've started to see it on other platforms, people talking about it. But that just happened like about a week ago.
Oh, interesting.
And it just went wild viral. And I even saw some responses to it. And there was this woman who was clearly Muslim because she was wearing a cover. She said, and just like that, he changed so many people's perspectives so quickly about the Muslim culture because of his willingness to give.
Sure, for the positive.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was really incredibly impactful. That's my PowerPoint, basically.
Well, this is so interesting because to play devil's advocate, she had a fake baby crying, right?
Simple.
So it was an experiment.
Yes,
And
it
I
was an
understand
experiment.
like the point of it.
Yeah.
And who's to say if this was done before the uptick of AI, if anything would have been remotely different, maybe not at all. Mm-hmm. And I could see the skepticism of somebody getting a call in this day and age of how many fraudulent everything that's out there.
Sure.
Again,
Sure.
not to say that it would be any different if they were to called 10 years ago when that wasn't really the fear, but it's definitely interesting.
Oh, yeah. And about the timing, she did it a week ago. And that was when the SNAP benefits were also cut and off the table. So that was kind of playing into the timing of it.
Sure.
And I saw numerous videos where like they would put her on hold. They'd send her to some voicemail or let me transfer you to the pastor, and like it goes to voicemail. Sure, maybe that wasn't on purpose. I get that. That happens. But when they say benevolence is for members only, that one was really. So just, I guess she was even, her ask was pretty small. It was like,
Yeah, one can.
one can
Can
of
I
baby
have-
formula.
yeah,
And
one.
I saw all these response videos. I saw this girl, she's a stripper, and she said, girl, if you would have come to the club, we would have given you everything you asked for. There was a guy that also said, I went to the corner, talked to the dealers, and said, this girl down the street needs one can of baby formula. Can you guys help? And they all reached into their pockets. So it's kind of like, it's a values issue. And so many people in the comments were like, this is why we need to tax the churches, and the church exemption shouldn't be around because they're not helping the community, is the hypothesis of that social experiment. Or I actually don't even think there was a hypothesis. I think she just wanted to see
What would happen?
what would happen and who would help. And I think it was kind of surprising, to be honest. And it shed kind of a negative light because she called so many.
Well, sure. I guess to Christina's point too is so the fact that someone picked up the phone in 2025 for
That's
that many
true.
is also impressive.
That is impressive. Some people
Right.
called
Sure.
back. Yeah.
Right. So that's a really interesting social experiment kind of thing. When you shared that, it reminded me of, I saw this thing a while back. Basically, it was someone used same kind of concept, but it was someone got on the phone and had a baby playing in the background.
Yeah.
And she was basically showing how easy it is to get someone to provide personal information. So she was using the baby as, oh, I'm so sorry, like I'm fumbling and I have stuff. And so she was able to basically distract the person with this baby that she's saying that she has. She's like, oh, actually, I'm sorry, honey, don't cry. And then she would be like, oh, I don't have my password. It's my husband's account.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so like kind of a manipulation kind of.
Yeah, but it was
phishing.
very,
Yeah.
So the guy watching, it was his account. Like she called the bank or called something, and within 2 minutes, she had his password changed, his thing updated. He was basically locked out of his account. It's that easy because the person on the other end is human and just going like, oh, like this person needs help.
Yeah.
Right. And just the human nature is, oh, of course, there's people manipulating situations. So
Social engineering, right?
Yeah.
Is that the term that they said it was?
Yeah.
That's exactly, it's a phishing attempt for sure.
yeah,
So, yes, my motto is stay skeptical for sure.
I think skepticism and questioning everything, we've talked about it a lot, is like I would argue probably the number one skill in the next couple of years, just not taking anything at face value. Even if I'm there and I experience something, was it real? What was my angle in that situation versus what other people saw? It's so crazy in the world we live in to just not know what's real anymore. And it's only going to get worse.
But even going back to like this experiment with the churches, it's minimally, I would think that they should have a list of places where they can connect that person with, oh no, like, but here are the top 3 food banks that like, I know that they're going to have stuff for you. I'll connect you with the right person. Right. And having resources, if they aren't either quote unquote able or willing to provide, it's like, how can I still help this person? So that's
the temple, actually, in particular. So when I was listening to the woman that was at the Buddhist temple, it was kind of funny the way she picked up the phone because the girl was asking for baby formula and she's like, ma'am, this is a temple. It was kind of funny the way she picked it up. But once she realized the situation, she was like, well, what about this resource? What about this resource?
Yeah.
What about this resource? And she had said, I called them and they didn't happen. So she was trying to get to the core of like, will you help me? I think, which might not be fair. To your point, it might not be fair.
Yeah.
But the woman went out of her way to like really dive for answers for her.
Yeah.
And I think eventually she did say like, I can get you the baby formula, but it was also her willingness to help.
Right.
That came through.
Yeah.
That came through.
I think that's
That
the
makes a
other. That's
difference.
the other side of it, though. Is like this happens in 6 Degrees. To kind of relate it to just what we do, it's so easy. Like I don't have the thing, so the answer is no, right?
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
easier for me. It's like, so do you have an accountant? Yes, I have an accountant already. End of conversation.
it's like, okay.
Right? So if someone called me, I don't know this person. They have a baby crying. We don't have baby formula. I can't help you, right? And I'm not actually listening to what they're saying and what like the situation is. It's like
Right.
You called the wrong number for the thing you need.
Instead of asking questions where it's like, well, what food banks have you tried? And there's other ways that I can try and get down to the source of, if I'm asking questions and I'm trying to figure out the root to the problem, to be able to provide solutions. And that's to your point, right? It's not just asking the yes or no question that just ends the conversation. Mm-hmm. It's how can I get into more information?
Well, yeah. I mean, in terms of the examples of other ways to get that help, I mean, like, if somebody did call my office, we would help. We have helped in those cases. Like, I guess.
Would your team help, though? If someone called and crying on the phone
yeah.
and say, hey, I need baby formula, like, we're a co-working space. Do you
actually, if somebody really demonstrated a core need, yeah, actually.
Yeah, you feel confident in that?
100% with me and my partner, like our values. Yes.
I mean, your team.
If someone from your team,
I think our team does know, actually, and maybe I need to make that known. But my team does know how much we care. Yes, I have that.
I don't doubt it. So I'm definitely not questioning you and your values. I'm
no,
just saying, like,
it's
the easier thing to do is be like,
say no.
Say this happened, and I hang up and I go, this crazy lady with a baby called and asked me for baby formula.
Yeah.
Not part of my job description. We're not a baby. We're not a food bank. We don't have all that stuff. It would be hard to tell the person that, like, you did the wrong thing by not leaning in and listening and giving someone like that the time of day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I could understand, or I could understand why someone wouldn't and be like, I got a random call.
Yeah. I could understand.
Especially if it's not real. Yeah. Especially if it's not a real call. But if it's a real legitimate person calling and saying, I really do need help, we would listen. I do know that. My partner has been at McDonald's and he's paid for people's groceries. He's seen people at McDonald's that are struggling and he'll buy them meals and whatnot. I mean, like that. I think that social experiment, to be honest, was what opened my eyes to the fact that maybe, it made me appreciate his heart even more, actually, after that. Just because those are things that him and I carry in our values just naturally now, because he was doing those things at the beginning of our relationship and all throughout our relationship, him being very generous in that way. And then he's instilled that in me. So I hope that with my team, I've also carried that to them too.
Well, it's a really interesting. So take the church part out of it, right?
Sure,
so
yeah.
The church piece is like, well, as a religious organization in this place that's trying to do good and be part of the community, it's like, maybe you should try a little bit harder to help.
That's
but if
where
we
it's coming from.
kind of set that aside, like, I
yeah.
just think about, like, how many times I've walked by someone on the street and they're asking me for help, and most of the time my answer is no, I'm sorry, I don't have change. Doesn't mean my values are not to support that person. I don't want to help that person.
Yeah.
It's easier to say no, right? In that situation.
Absolutely easier to say no. It's absolutely easier to say no. And with it happening more and more and more, we get desensitized to it too.
Yeah.
And there's a different, like what you were talking about with Ryan, where there's a different thing of walking up to someone like, hey, you want me to buy you something?
Yeah.
I feel good about that. I feel good about me.
Yeah.
And because I think most of us want to help, but there's something when someone asks, and especially someone I don't know, they're calling it, they're either, and it's the first time, it's almost like there's a block there to, even if I want to help, I can give you money, but I don't think it's going to really help. Right?
Sure, yeah, 100%.
So
that's why he buys them food.
Right.
That's why he buys people the tools that they need, essentially.
Yeah.
But that social experiment, I think, just opened my eyes from a variety of perspectives.
Yeah.
Basically. And it's just made everybody, I think, realize, we probably all just need to help pitch in and give a little bit more. And it just kind of helps me also check myself. Yeah. If somebody called my businesses, would I be able to help? And that's, I've had a good week or so to reflect on that for sure.
Yeah.
And
I would hope, as a business owner, I would hope so. And at the same time, as a business owner, I have a million things that I'm doing.
Absolutely.
So am I gonna 100% for sure know that I would take the time to pick up a call from a random person who needs help?
Yeah.
Right? It's one thing if you asked me for help. I love Darci. Like, what do you need? How can I help? Right? That's different than like an out of the blue type thing.
Yeah.
Right? And there's layers to it, right? It's nuance.
There's a lot of layers to it, especially because not everybody is in a position to give either. That's totally fine. I think as long as you're spreading goodwill and not just saying, no, I can't help you. Like, I feel like as long as the intention is good, that's all.
It is a really interesting point, though, like your question about, does my team know What would my team do if my team got
Yeah.
that call?
The best,
That's a really
the
good
best way to do it. I
Agree.
didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a really good question for even us to think about our team and how we continue to grow. And it's like, yeah, what would they do? I'm curious about that
Yeah,
now.
there's a really easy, just undercover boss kind of thing.
Well, yeah, let's just hire the lady who did it with the churches and be like, hey, call my business real quick, see what happens.
I guess a big question that kind of came out is, does my team know my values?
Yeah.
Do I know my team's values? I think I know my team's values, but does my team know my values? I actually do feel like I ask that question every once in a while too, but that's a big one.
Well, how do you have the values be living and breathing in the organization, right? And have them be alive versus, we talked about it 3 months ago. I should probably ask again. It's time to do a values check and make sure we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
As much as we can as leaders, is how do I have that be reinforced? Because it's
Yeah.
the behavior. All culture is the behaviors. So if the behavior that I want is when someone calls, please do everything that we can to take care of them and help.
Totally.
How does that show up in other ways throughout the year?
Well,
right?
and that's a really good point too. So I don't know who picked up the phone in each of these situations of these churches being called, but I wonder if it's someone who like works for the church as more of a volunteer, receptionist, or whatever the
There's a variety
position
of
is,
people that picked
versus the pastor, the priest, I don't know what they're all called.
Sure.
But like,
Sure.
that's also interesting, because what if the person who's like, quote unquote, leading their flock would have picked up the phone and said, oh my God, absolutely. Like, where are you? Let me come, and I'm not saying that's the case
Sure.
either. That might not be the case.
I would be interested to know when each church was called, who was that person? Were they just a volunteer?
That does get revealed. I mean, some of these calls are like 10 minutes. And like a lot of the time when it's a question like that, and depending on how large the church is, because I think she called Joel Osteen's church in Dallas. Like, she was calling big churches, she was calling little churches, she was calling Catholic churches. She's calling everybody. Just to get a good sample size. And depending on how big the church was, you'd get transferred. Actually, most of the time, they tended to try to transfer to the pastor.
Oh, they did?
The pastor on call, or the pastor of the one that was available. And yeah, I mean, sometimes the pastor was the one who said, sorry, but benevolence is for members only.
Right.
I didn't even know the term benevolence, actually. And everybody in the Google reviews wrote in caps, benevolence is for members only. And that's just not the teachings of Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. No, it's not.
So
it's not in the Bible.
Yeah, no, that part's not quite there.
He's like, only for my followers.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are the only people I'm saving.
So it revealed something cultural, because there did seem to be a trend emerging.
Yeah.
There was a trend that emerged. It was a concerning trend. And I think it woke everybody up a little bit. Once they saw that, I think everybody was like, wow, we got to get it together. Except for if you're that Germantown church, that Baptist church in Germantown, they doubled down apparently. They like did a whole performance and they were like, yeah, this is us. It was very weird.
Wow.
It was very weird stunt. But I will say, one little tidbit about that whole thing that actually bothered me a little bit was the fact that I saw all these people leave these Google reviews based off of these churches, mosques, place of worship, these places. And then I saw Google within a week removed the reviews. So that kind of made me question some things too. I didn't appreciate that. All of the reviews were removed on the Germantown church, who was that was the Benevolence for Members Only church. They got 2,500 bad reviews, and they got down to a 1.2 stars. And then I go back a couple days later, and I think they had a 5-star review rating all of a sudden again. And I'm like, Google, like, I get the reputation management side and the attack side of things, but you didn't keep one single review on there, maybe even for the residents of Germantown, to deal with that. That seems cover-up-y to me and kind of weird. That's just me, though.
Yes.
That's my conspiracy,
Yeah, that's the conspiracy theory for today.
But I just think that's a weird one. I think that's weird.
That's
That's
interesting.
definitely
And that's
suspicious.
not been reported or anything. That's my own observation.
Sure.
So.
Well, yeah, because I don't even really know the process of, if I'm a business, if I'm trying to scrub reviews or
I just know it's a pain to get your Google
it totally
business
is.
your Google business page verified and all that stuff. So and
I've
I'm sure if you know the right
never-
person, talk to the right person and have the right poll.
Yeah.
We're a 5-star. We're a
As
5-star
somebody in
company.
the industry, I actually have very, very rarely seen that. I do think that I might want to go back here years later, but when the Cecil the Lion thing came out, they attacked the dentist's, dental practice pretty severely.
What was the Cecil the Lion thing?
Maybe this is like 10 years ago. Maybe I'm like getting old. Cecil the Lion, remember this dentist was shooting game in Africa and he killed Cecil the Lion, who was like this national treasure and was in a safari park. He wasn't supposed to be shot.
Oh.
You don't remember
I don't
this?
remember.
No.
Oh my God. It was like, okay. All right. Okay. So that happened. so that happened. And this guy had to go into hiding. People were leaving him like the worst Google reviews, the worst Yelp reviews. And I remember seeing the Yelp notification that said, this page is undergoing a lot of activity due to an event. We are monitoring the activity. So like I've seen that with like
his
Yelp.
his business. This
His
guy's
business was getting his business was
dental business.
yes,
Okay.
because he was shooting large game illegally, basically. And so like the animal protection folks and just I feel like a lot of people just heard about that and were really upset that this
Sure.
guy did it. So I remember seeing that. I remember seeing reviews coming off for that type of event, but I was really surprised to see like 1,000 1-star reviews come off for a church that did behave pretty badly in public. So that just made me wonder like what was the process for that, because quite honestly that type of process doesn't usually happen overnight.
Yeah.
And it did. So,
That is fascinating.
yeah.
What's going on?
So anyway, that's my drunk PowerPoint. I guess I gave it away.
Well, it's a good thing that this isn't going to be out before you give your PowerPoint presentation. So there you go.
Have you've said PowerPoint a few times. Have either of you heard of PechaKucha?
Oh, what?
PechaKucha?
No.
That sounded like a dirty word for a
It
second.
kind of does.
I was like, what are you saying?
What are we talking
So I just learned this the other day. I learned it from I watch a lot of NBA like post game interviews.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
very
yeah.
fascinated by like in a long season how players navigate the ups and the downs, and so I love kind of I watch it more for like leadership stuff. So
okay.
it's very fascinating to me.
Oh, cool.
Anyway, so the Lakers apparently. And I know you're not big basketball. Are you into basketball sports? And
I know basketball because of an ex-boyfriend. That's about it.
Okay.
But I'll be there.
so Lakers.
follow.
I'll simplify. Lakers have a new coach, and they started doing. They're called PechaKucha presentations. So it's only photos, and you get I think 20 seconds per slide,
Oh, sick.
and it's like 20 slides.
Okay.
And it comes out to however like it's like a couple minutes, and I think their version's like a mini version, so it's like you get 6 photos, you get 20 seconds per slide
You
to
get
talk
6 minutes.
to talk about it. Well, I had an idea for 6 Degrees. I'm like, what if instead of the spotlight, this was a version of no, you don't get 15 minutes, you get 6. It's all photos instead
I
of.
love that idea.
I love that idea,
I
too.
love that.
So it's a practice. I don't know much about it, but I just Googled like what I'm like, what the fuck is a PechaKucha?
There's a Jackbox game that is basically that.
Okay.
I'm not telling you that you need to use Jackbox for that at all, but it reminds me of a Jackbox game that you give a presentation. There's like pictures or what, but it's not the Jackbox.
It's similar, but part of it was like it was similar as there's a template. So it was like the way that they were doing it as a team was like this photo's like where you're from. This photo's like an important moment in your basketball career, right? And so I don't know,
I
like
love
it was
that.
just kind of like it's like a really simple visual way to give presentations.
I like
So I don't know if
I love
with
that.
no text. With no text.
no
Right,
text.
no
It's
text.
one
I love
big.
that
It's
so
one
much.
big photo
Yeah,
per
yeah,
slide.
Yeah, I can't put
Yeah.
more than one
I
photo.
like that. I like that a lot.
So I might tinker with.
Yeah.
I gotta do a little bit more research on it, but
I think
I'm
we
glad.
try
I'm glad
that.
that neither of you knew what it was, because I heard it this last week and I was like, I've never heard of those two words, like that word. I might be pronouncing it wrong, so if I am, I apologize.
No, but what a great way to give a presentation where it's a photo. One, photos are worth 1,000 words or whatever. And then two, I think that when there's so much text on the screen and it ends up being so distracting. I mean, at least for me, right? Like I'm reading, but I'm listening, and then the person's reading off of the slide, and it's a whole thing. And so it's like, no, just have a photo and just
I love that.
talk about it.
I don't know that I was super clear on this, but so it's timed. It'll change every 20 seconds no matter what.
Oh,
So
hell
it
yeah.
is only 20 seconds per slide.
Awesome.
If I'm talking too slow or too fast, it's moving.
It's sounding like the Jackbox game more now.
It's probably is. The Jackbox game might be based off of this,
It might be.
or vice versa.
or vice versa. I have a feeling this has been around for a little bit. It seemed more of like a Asian influence kind of practice type thing.
How to make a big, impactful presentation in 6 slides. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Or
I
with
think-
20 slides.
Yeah,
20
yeah.
slides,
I think
20 pictures.
when I Googled it,
6
it was like
minutes.
20 is the normal standard.
Yeah.
And it's 20 seconds each slide, and whatever the math is on that. I don't know. You said PowerPoint, so
Yeah.
that popped into my
I
brain.
like that. Yeah. Yeah, PowerPoint is just the term I'm going to give any presentation
Yeah.
software. Probably. That's my schema.
No,
Well, yeah, it's also our generation, right? I think for anyone younger, they're like, what the PowerPoint? How old are you?
I know the other day, like yesterday, I was like, yeah, I was on the phone with my friend. And I'm like, I was on a video call with her. I wasn't on the phone, but I say the phone. Those
Yeah,
are my the signs of my aging.
Yeah.
Are there any other things like that?
Oh, yeah.
Like
Oh,
that,
yeah. I was on the phone.
that you're aware of?
That I'm aware of. That's a tough one.
Yeah. I'm trying to think for me.
I don't know. Yeah, if I can come up with something right now, off the cusp.
Yeah.
There's plenty of things that pop up though.
Oh, yeah. On the phone. The PowerPoint was a big one. Call me usually actually means text me. DMs. That's a newer thing. Uh-huh.
Oh, I just saw this video. It was a video of someone's podcast.
Yeah.
So it's funny because we're talking about it on a podcast. Whatever. It's like the new norm.
Yeah.
Apparently, younger generations, when they pick up the phone to answer the phone, they don't say anything. They just wait for the person calling to say hello. And their argument is, well, you called me. Why am I saying hello? Like, you're the one who called me. And the people who were on the podcast were like mind blown because they were closer to our generation, or they are our generation. And I was like, that's fucking crazy.
Hello?
Can you imagine, like, just I'm calling somebody and it's just silent, and then they're
Sometimes it is
waiting for
me,
me?
though. Sometimes it is, and I'm like, hello?
I'm never
Now I
gonna.
realize maybe it's generational. I didn't know that.
I
Yeah.
hadn't heard that. Do they have a point?
Kind of, right? Do they have a
You-
point? It's
you
like
called me.
You
You
called
talk
me.
first.
Yeah, you talk first. Like,
That's
what do you
really
want?
funny.
Isn't that wild though to think
Oh.
about answering the phone and not saying anything?
There's
Sometimes people are really shy. I don't know.
well, like, is that related to anxiety? Is that related to like avoiding confrontation?
People do not like getting on the phone. Like, that's also generational. And I mean, usually, like, they want to book appointments from their computer or call. Sometimes that happens too, but it's less contact.
To your point, I'm avoiding the human interaction. Is another kind of slight, subtle version of that.
Oh, yeah.
If I called you and I don't say anything, oh, they didn't say anything. Thank God. I hang up.
Click.
Yeah. No, technology has been separating us more and more, and that's good. That's a really interesting trend. I had never heard of that.
I had not heard of that.
Yeah,
either.
I just saw the video come up yesterday.
Oh man. Okay.
And I thought that was insane that that's something that younger generations are. They're like, nope, you called me. You talk first, bitch.
Well, they don't know. They don't know like what a tape player is or a Walkman, and that's very interesting that all changed within just 1 or 2 generations. But no, there's a lot of different videos I'll see where parents are like, "Do you know what this is? Do you know what this is?" Rolodex.
Yeah.
Rolodex is a big one that nobody.
Yeah, like a floppy disk.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, they know. I don't know what the 6-7 thing is. I don't know what that is. I'm
Oh, that
not.
was made up. Well, it was funny.
They got their own things.
Maria Corbisiero, she just posted and she was like, this was our 67 and it was like star 67. Right? Because star 67 was when someone, when someone called that didn't have like the caller ID and I like wanted to call them back to figure out who they were or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's what, and I was like, oh my God. So yeah, we had 67 before y'all freaking made that a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 67 thing's interesting.
It's weird.
It's just kind of like 69 became 67. 67 is the funny number now instead of 69.
Oh, is that what that's about?
That's pretty much like
No.
but like
It's
that's
always
like
a sex thing. I swear to God.
it's
No,
not
but
a
it's not.
it's not a sex thing,
Okay.
but it's the equivalent of that. You know how like if a teacher wrote 69 on the board, like someone in the back laughs?
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thing that happens.
Okay, so it's getting the same reaction, but it
Yeah.
doesn't mean the same. It's not.
No,
There's no
it's not.
sexual.
There's no sexual
no.
thing tied to it, but it's just like
Why
this-
not?
Why isn't it sexual?
Why not?
Let's change that.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I don't know I still don't know. I thought I did for just 10 seconds, but I still don't know what it is.
It's literally made up.
It's based on a meme.
Okay.
From what I've gathered, I learned it maybe 2 months ago because I had never heard of it. And we were at we were at a Padres game, and someone told us, and I was like,
It was
I
like
don't know
this-
what you're saying to me, so I need you to do the best you can to explain what you're trying to explain, and then I'm going to do some research, and I'll get back to you.
It was basically this high schooler, and it was a basketball game or something, and he just did it, and it went viral. Like it was just one of those little clips that went viral.
There's a few layers to it. So it's referencing a song, a hip hop song,
Yeah.
and then it became a meme. It's probably the equivalent of. Do you remember the clip of the guy that has someone's wearing shoes and he's like, "What are those?"
Okay.
It's that.
Okay.
In a cultural sense, like
Yeah.
it's the equivalent of that.
Got it.
Or damn Daniel, like
Damn,
you remember that?
Daniel?
Yeah.
It's a version of that.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, and for whatever reason, it's
6'7" is
and
the one right now.
Went,
Got
yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I still say damn Daniel.
Damn,
So-
Daniel. Yeah, that one's a good one.
It is,
though.
it's really
But
good.
it's just one of those
Yeah.
things, and I wouldn't know how to explain why is that a thing? Why is that of all the things?
Why is a meme a meme,
Why
basically?
why is a meme a
Literally.
meme?
Yeah.
And why do some memes blow up and some of them not? Right?
Man, I have somebody on my team. They call themselves a meme historian, so I'll take it back to him. And
As he would be
Yeah.
able to tell you about 6'7".
Okay.
I feel,
All right.
I feel
he's,
confident.
he's making turkey tomorrow, so I'll talk to him
Nice.
about.
Wait, so how big is your team?
At Explore Digital, it's about 18 of us, I think, right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shit,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
It's a whole team of account managers who I've personally worked with to help them with marketing strategy, continuing to push clients further in their marketing strategies. And then we've got SEO, PPC, paid media, design, development. Basically, we help it all come together seamlessly with our team, essentially. And we're starting, I feel a good rebound from the year starting, so.
That's amazing. Okay, so
Yeah.
this team of 18, that's all full-time employees, or are some
It's
of those
not all
contracts?
full-time.
Or,
It's
okay.
not all full-time. There's a total of about 18 of us. I think there's about 12 of us full-time at this
Okay.
moment.
But that's still large.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And we've been onboarding a number of clients just this last week and just focusing on building stronger marketing strategies to help with both the acquisition side and the recurring and referral side.
Okay.
So we've been really, it's been good.
That's
And
awesome.
you've had that business for how long?
I've owned Explore Digital for 11 years now, and
Okay.
almost 12 in January. So
How did you get into that? What were you doing? Take us back a little bit. And what were you doing before?
I went to college and studied. Gosh, I made my own emphasis, which was an emphasis essentially is a combination of different disciplines to make one major. So I went to an integrative studies college at University of Redlands. And so I created a major for international, so it's marketing and anthropology of consumer cultures. So understanding how different subcultures talk to each other? How do they communicate with each other? How do trends start? How do people move throughout a retail environment? Those types of things. And yeah, so I merged business, marketing, and anthropology together. And I'm one of the lucky 10% that graduated that used their degree. So I'm really, really lucky that I was able to do that. And I got into the agency world pretty much right after college. And I don't know, I just felt like there wasn't a lot of transparency in the agency world, but it was a very bustling, it felt like Wild West, like SEO. Sure. Wild West, like, oh, I help people get to the top of Google. So once I learned what SEO was, that was my first love. And also YouTube marketing. But I did everything I could to learn everything about it and become an expert, because I was obsessed with the ability to help businesses get to the top of Google and literally change their lives, because all of a sudden their businesses are like hustling and bustling. Yeah. And then we've really, over the last 10 years in particular, like it's just astounding like how much our process has changed. And we've reoriented ourselves to, instead of be like an SEO agency, we look at the entire marketing journey and client journey now, because it's not enough to just get the traffic from SEO. You also have to know what to do with that traffic, right, in order to convert it. And you need to showcase whether or not you're the right fit for that customer. So we really focus on websites and making sure that the right messages are in the right place and that the next step is outlined. Like, I see so many websites today that say call now, but it's like, what am I going to get out of just call now? What about book a discovery call? Or what's the next step to conversion? Sure. Right. So we've been getting really down that road too. So really understanding the whole marketing mix for our clients is what we're really focused on, because we'll find, hey, there's some quick wins and we can get you less. It can be less expensive if you do certain marketing tactics rather than just digital. Sure. So we're trying to insert ourselves more into the total conversation. More holistic. It's been amazing to see like that change of reorienting ourselves, and that's really working. Yeah, that's awesome. So you mentioned being in the agency world. So did you work for a bigger agency and then go like? Yeah. I worked for a number of, like, I think two other agencies, and I did veterinarian and chiropractor SEO. Learned all about that. Yeah. Chiropractors, man, they have this 3-hour lunch break. All of them have the same 3-hour lunch break. I swear I was making up things in my head, being like, these people are at a seminar or something online, as their lunch break. Together. No, they all have the same lunch break. It's like
the 3 hours.
It's like 11 to 2. And I don't know why, but yeah. So that was like a really good opportunity for someone to be in that space and different themselves. Yeah, it's kind of a funny thing. Yeah,
my only be the chiropractor that's only open from 11 to 2.
It's a lot of business. And my partner and I actually worked there together, and we learned all about those industries. And during that time, I picked up a client that lived down the street from me, and they had some Pilates classes and I really liked them. And so I started helping them, and I helped them with their Google business listings, and she felt it right away. But I remember I met with her for the first time ever. She handed me a check for $400, and that was amazing. Oh. I had a similar thing. So I started a digital marketing agency. This is before before Instagram existed. So okay. Early days Facebook, early days Twitter. I wish I would have kept it. But I had a similar experience of like, I would do X, it would positively impact the business. Yeah. I had this, and when I first started out, so two things with this. One, the owner of the pizza restaurant that I worked at, 6 months in, goes, Eric, you're doing great. He had the biggest gift I've ever had. He's like, what if you started your own marketing company, you hired us as your first client, and then you go do this for other people. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm 21, 22. I'm like, I just started here. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Are you kicking me out already?
He's like,
what's
are you firing me? Like, what's happening? But it planted this seed, and I ended up going and doing that. And I didn't know what to charge anyone. I was literally kind of doing the same thing. I was like, because at the time, social media was so new that anyone that was in marketing for 30 years,
they're like the principles are still the same, but I don't know how to execute it necessarily.
Yes.
And even like some technology stuff like Instagram, haven't been on it for so long, but there's parts of Instagram like I don't even know how to do this anymore. So now I'm like 15 years later, I'm like, oh, I get why I slid in and had an opportunity to do it. But I felt the same thing where I had this frozen yogurt shop, and I just want to help you. Like, I believe in what you're doing.
Yes.
I met her at a conference, and we were down in Dallas, and we ended up living 40 minutes apart.
Yeah.
Here's what I do at the pizza restaurant. I was working myself out of that. I basically built a team and was passing it off, and I started doing it for her. And there was something cool about growing, taking someone from 0 to 1. Yeah. Right. And having an impact. My whole strategy was social media is social. So we're going to engage with everything. Yeah. And it was all organic. It was no paid stuff. Yep. And we would do buy one, get one Tuesday. Yeah. And her sales would quadruple.
Oh my God. It's like a high we're constantly chasing.
It was. It was like, this shit works. Yeah. And I did that. I did it for her for like maybe 2 months. And she's like, Eric, I need to pay you because I'm paying a PR company and you're doing more than they're doing. So here's $1,000 a month. How does that sound? And
That's
I was
amazing.
Just like, sure.
That is, oh my gosh, so cool. That is so exciting.
And my one regret with it was, so I was 22. I didn't have the kind of the mindset and bandwidth to kind of run it and turn it into a business. I was very much a freelancer. So I was bringing in all the contracts. I was building all the strategies. I was executing. I was social media managing. I got up to like 10 accounts.
That's amazing.
And I was doing all this stuff. And after 3 years, I just I burned out.
You burned out.
Because I was doing all of it. Yeah. And then they all kind of ended. And I was like, I'm going to take a break from this. But
That's very common.
I wish I would have kept the business, the bigger picture of it. Because obviously social media is still around. And
totally.
It's changed a little bit. But
it's such a different game. But yes.
So I can relate to having the small wins, really the small big impact from a really small tweak and the juice that comes with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm obsessed with. And so I was lucky enough where I got that client during my first agency, and then I was headhunted to a second agency up in Newport Beach. So I moved away, and then I got into car dealer SEO. Which is slightly different, but it's, same principles. And that was kind of fun. But car dealer websites are a whole different animal.
There's a lot of
oh my God. It's the vehicle detail pages and oh my God. But I ended up working with that Pilates company for a while. And it got to a point where I was like, hey, so I can't do both. I think I have to make a decision on whether or not I'm going to, I need to break off of work or whatnot. And so she was like, I would love it if you came and worked with us. And so I just remember in Newport Beach, Ryan and I were walking and I was like, this could be the time to try this and maybe do it. And and I was 24.
Okay.
I was 24. Yeah, no. And I was thinking in my mind, like, if I could start my business a little bit before my insurance coverage ends. I was kind of thinking like that. And so so that Pilates company I went to go work for, and that was Club Pilates, which now has I think over 500 locations now. And I started with her when she was at 4. Wow. So it was really exciting. Like what we were doing together was really making an impact. Really cool. And so, that was my starting franchise that I ended up working with. And I ended up helping the franchisees. I helped with the digital marketing strategy of Club Pilates. And then she sold it essentially less than a year later. But that was kind of the birth of Explore Digital at the time.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah. So then I offered SEO services, and at the time, SEO, yes, that's what I need. SEO is the thing that I need. And what I found over time is, no, this is not the solution for every single business. And so I worked to become more of a consultant around entire marketing strategies for them. Yeah. And just continue to develop our processes and get better and better. So now we're doing AI agents for clients. We're now creating AI processes for clients. And lately I've been thinking about AI as our wands in Harry Potter, that our magic is AI in some way. So I just think of Harry Potter lately.
Because that's probably a fun way to think about it.
Yeah, it's a little more optimistic.
If I could just wave my wand and have anything happen, what would I want AI to do?
Yeah, Yeah, just because we have AI, we still have job security.
For now.
I know that's our big topic, but that's
now.
how I look at it. Yeah.
For the near to
Yeah.
near to medium term.
So with that first client, basically, was your business trajectory a little bit different? I think most people experience, okay, like if we survive the first 3 years, like we'll probably continue and we'll probably make it. And then the year 4 and 5 is where we really hit that curve and like go upwards. And then year 10 is, okay, I can relax. I can take a breather for a second. And that's just something that we've experienced listening to some of the other business owners in 6 Degrees, and kind of that trajectory has been pretty accurate for most people. Did you experience it that way, or was yours, did it look different because you had like a really good successful first client?
We've grown anywhere from 15 to 35% year over year, with the exception of this year.
Wow.
And that's including COVID. Actually, COVID, the first week that things really came off the rails with COVID, I lost 15 clients in the same week. And I thought, it was like, explore is. I remember just collapsing on my couch and being like, oh, that was fun.
It's a fun week.
While it lasted. Wow.
So
how many clients do you have?
Well, at that time, I had, I think, 30 or 35 ongoing clients, and we hosted hundreds, but ongoing marketing clients at the time, it was like 30.
So you lost like half of them.
Yeah. So luckily, though, I did go to to clients that I was working with, and I said, hey, just in case anyone needs to know, we have some new bandwidth. If you have any extra
else we can help you with.
And that worked. Yeah. That worked really well.
Wow.
Because also, I think one major learning that I implement at all times is diversify. And that is that I had lead generation clients that were service-based clients. I had dentists, landscapers, printers, folks that need leads rather than just e-commerce sales. And then I had e-commerce clients.
Sure.
So the e-commerce side boomed while the local services side just absolutely died. The events, the people that I had in trade show work, that type of stuff, just overnight it was over. And we had some of those clients come back, but not all of them, unfortunately.
Sure.
But we luckily were booming, and then, we did get the PPP, which saved us a bit. But this year has been the strangest year for business so far that we've seen. But it's definitely, I mean, when you are a startup, your day-to-day is really different from year 1 to 3 to year 6 to 7, just because you have to get the plates spinning. You got to get all the plates spinning. Yeah. You're wearing all the hats. And then you start to let go of the hats, and you're having your employees spin the same things that you were spinning.
Yeah.
So, it's that delegation. It's learning to let go, the delegation and the training. There's so many pieces to building a successful business.
Yeah. For sure.
It's a very different day to day. I wouldn't say that things are necessarily easy. Well, no, I would say that due to having an amazing management team and an amazing team overall with Explore, like, I am able to let go, and I have said to them, I need to focus on sales right now. That's my priority this moment for the whole team. I won't be doing as much management on these sides, and my team takes up the slack sometimes. Well, actually, my team takes up the slack all of the time when I have that ask. So we just have an amazing, understanding. We pre-plan a lot of stuff now, and that keeps us from chaos. So a really great planning process.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
We have standing leadership meetings. We have standing planning meetings. We don't like to overmeet, but we need to make sure we've got communication lined up so that everybody knows what to do, and I don't have to micromanage. There's no micromanaging.
There's a balance with the consistency of certain things and what can turn into we're just meeting to meet about meeting and setting up the next meeting. And if nothing gets done, it's very much a hamster wheel. Yeah. We've struggled with the consistency because of the dynamic that we have working with each other. And
I have that too. Yeah.
Right. It's like, well, we should have a Monday morning meeting, and you're going to do what you're supposed to do. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. And that's cute and it works now, but it's not really effective and scalable, right?
Yeah, it wasn't until we started to actually bring other people into it that it's, we have others to be accountable for. And so now it just became that much easier, simpler for us to say, yeah, no, we have to have a standing meeting. It has to happen.
Yeah.
We're responsible for other humans now. There's still moments that it happens that we still have those moments of, no, I know that you're going to do what you're going to do, but it's gotten a lot better now that we've had
It's a work in progress. We got to get through
We're still getting more of the
holiday
plates
party
spinning.
and then next year. Yeah. I need it next week to be done, and then I can kind of focus on like, okay, how do we get the consistency right? So I'm curious for you with that. Over the last 11 years, was there a moment where that you felt a shift in the business where you kind of got closer to where you're at now with the way you're spending your time and focus and building the team? I would anticipate that there were multiple moments, but if there's one specific, when we did this, it changed everything.
I want to say about 2 to 3 years ago, we added more intentional meetings. We also really updated kind of the way that we do meetings. So we always have an agenda, but we have a built-in agenda for each meeting, and it's not the same type of agenda. Sometimes the agenda is based off of deliverables and then questions that we have, and like we just have it built in like a system. If I'm not going to be in that meeting, the meeting can still happen.
Yeah.
The meeting can still happen without me. I put my notes in from that meeting and it can still happen, basically.
Yeah.
I took a leadership something, I want to say back in like, God, maybe it was like 2022, 2021. One of the biggest takeaways was this guy was saying, in order to do it all, or in order to to make sure that you have, you're on track and things aren't going off the rails, don't take care of a problem or meet when it's absolutely necessary. Like, try to get in front of it by pre-planning, like your leadership meetings, your quarterly meetings, your check-in meetings. And what actually has been happening that I've noticed, it's a really nice shift, is that I am not getting the questions that should have probably been asked in a meeting, but weren't. Everybody kind of knows, go through your list, get all the questions out in this one session that we have dedicated to doing, and then the workflow is just so much smoother, and everybody's expressed. I love the planning meeting. It's my favorite meeting of the week. We look at everybody's schedule, make sure it aligns, see if there's anything that's coming up that needs to be adjusted.
Sure.
And so we just eliminate this whole layer of chaos. That's something that I feel like an early company experiences, is the feeling of chaos and that we're going at the seat of our pants. That was a real mind shift of, okay, December's still going to be here no matter what, if we plan for it or not.
Yeah.
Let's make sure that we have these built-in meetings, so I don't have to think about having the meeting, but I can have that check-in and I can get those action items done. That was a very noticeable feeling. And then also pre-planning the year of holidays too. Just in December.
The calendar's set. Right?
Yes.
Right. That calendar set.
In the marketing world, right? So much of a marketing calendar is like, what are the holidays? What are the sporting events? What are the things? And it's the same thing for a business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Duh.
Well, so it's
as we think about some of this
it's on track though.
week.
So you said that happened a couple years ago.
Yes.
And that would have been around year 10, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think that that's something we've sat down, like John Griswold. I don't know if you've had the
yeah.
He's in the same group. So he's somebody who we had on here and expressed the same thing. He was like, even just last year before he hit mile 10, year 10, there was a lot for him going on behind the scenes. Like he was still kind of, and then it was just like, there was just something that happened, leadership processes, things that were put in place. And so it sounds very similar. And I think that it sounds like standard for a lot of businesses. Like there's certainly businesses that will just take off a lot sooner. But yeah, it kind of gave us like okay, well, we're at 4, so I guess we have 6 more years of chaos.
Yeah, there's a level of frustration for me because I know, like, so some of the ways that my early just career, like, we operated with some of the stuff that you're talking about. It's like, shit, I know better. And it's not happening because I'm trying, and this is different. I would say that where we're at is every job I've ever had is like, how do I work myself out of this job?
and it's been easier for me to delegate in other things. And this is because it's our baby. It feels so different. I know how to do the delegation piece, and I know how to trust people. I know how to I know how to coach and give feedback, and I'm having a harder time letting go.
Because it's yours.
Because it's mine.
Yeah.
And I feel like
And she's not. And Christina's like, someone can help and do the thing. And
No, literally.
I'm just like, and I'm watching her. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
It's funny. So we have kind of the opposite. Not that I'm completely opposite in not knowing how to delegate. Like you just said, like you're really good at coaching, and I don't know that I'm. Not that I'm not strong in it, but there's definitely more years of experience that Eric has had in that department. So I'm catching up on that side of things. But yeah, the part of delegating, I'm like, get this off my plate as soon as possible. How do I make that happen? And even literally today, there was something that I needed to get done. And it was like in a spreadsheet. And I was about to go do it myself. And I was like, stop it. I have somebody.
Nice.
I have someone who is willing and wants to help and get things like this done and wants more projects. So I was, instead of going back into that spreadsheet, I was like, nope. And I just quickly pinged her and I said, hey, can you go do this real quick? That is just how her and I have been operating, especially leading up to this event.
Yeah.
And it's been great. And I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
Yes.
This is what I want, and I want more of it. And I'm over here like, all right, who are we hiring next? Who are we bringing onto the team? And let's freaking go and let's run a team. That's what I want to be doing.
Okay. No, and I love that. And you've trained her to do those things too.
That's part of my process now is like getting better at training.
Yeah.
And trying to articulate what I actually need and what I'm looking for. So that part right now is a big learning process.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's part of my struggle. Is so much of it is like I don't design. Like I know what things are supposed to look like aesthetically.
Yeah.
And I've gotten better at Canva, and it's like I'm kind of frustrated that I've gotten better at Canva. It's like I know how to do shit now.
That's not your job, yeah.
But I don't know how to tell you, Darci, like this is what I want. That piece has been harder for me lately.
Really? Okay.
So like it's more of I'll know it when I see it.
Okay.
And then
there are ways to delegate that though.
Yeah, no, like Hunter, this is more of like my own awareness around it, and we have someone that I would love to give more hours. I would love to give her more work, and she's doing amazing. I'm in my own way right now, and I just need to figure out how to work through it. It's just where I'm at with it, because there's 100% there's ways to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm working through it.
I guess I'm wondering, like, with your communication strategy, are you guys having like stand-ups, morning stand-ups, or anything like that with your employees?
What's a stand-up? Is it just a meeting?
Yeah, but it's 15 minutes. A quick thing. It's this is what I'm working on today.
Yeah, we've done versions of that. It hasn't been as consistent.
Just hasn't been as consistent as it needs to be, is where I think we're at.
We brought one person on, not to make excuses around it. It's just it's been a little clunky in terms of like we brought someone on, we had one event, and then we moved into this one, and then so it's more of like I need to slow down to speed up, and haven't really had the breath to be able to do it.
And the lack of repetition is probably making it harder.
Yeah.
So like you do one event type, but then we're doing a completely new event type, so you don't get that practice time to figure out that. So I get that. Yeah.
What am I doing that I shouldn't be doing? What can I pass off? How do we set someone up for success with it? Because part of it is like I don't feel like I'm setting her up for success.
I feel that, and I have that issue sometimes with account managers.
Yeah.
So I have 3 account managers on staff, and I want things to be done a certain way, and I want certain marketing strategies to be well thought out, and they're helping to guide. But a lot of times I am also, when we're talking about strategy, I'll be on the call with a client. But the account managers, my goal is to make them strong marketing consultants as well.
Right.
So it's not just me, and that has been happening, which is amazing.
That's awesome.
One thing that I've had to do to get those account managers in the place that they're in is I've had to have weekly syncs with them to go through their client lists, to go through their tasks, to go through anything that they should need in order to do their job. And those syncs, sometimes I'm like, are we ready to take the training wheels off? And we're just not, and that's okay.
Right.
But I have that dedicated time every week to tell them or answer any questions that they need, or I need to tell them, oh, this is the strategy that we need to follow. So I almost see a similar sync with you and that employee, so that she can also get to know your communication style, your aesthetic style, and you have like a dedicated time.
Yeah.
Where she's in front of you and you can't not do it, right?
The other part that I'm noticing
Yeah.
is this is the first person that I've worked with remotely.
That's a challenge.
And again, it's been 3 or 4 months, and because of the clunkiness and the less consistency, it's been harder for me to build the trust piece.
Yes.
And then mix in everything I said before about just like not being super clear about like what I want.
Yeah.
Right. So, but yeah, 100% to what you said.
Which honestly makes it probably that much more important to literally start with daily calls, and then from daily calls get them to like twice a week call, right? And then it can start to reduce based on like what we've built together that's consistent, and then it's practice, and we can see like it's the same thing. I mean, you've talked about, what do you call it, like the university, like the how do you call the things for Nick's Pizza where it's like I can get certified in
certifications.
So like there's certifications for each thing. So the podcast is one thing, right? And we actually have our intern who's been fucking crushing it on editing these episodes.
I love that.
And that was something that, oh my God, the moment that I released that, oh, it felt amazing. Like it was like,
does.
Oh, this is so great.
It feels incredible when you feel like you can let go.
Yeah.
When you feel, it's such an amazing feeling. And I actually took a moment this week to be grateful for that, because I told a colleague of mine, hey, this presentation for this client isn't right, or this prospect isn't right. Here's my feedback. Can we meet back up in 30 minutes so you can have some time? And she was like, yeah. And I didn't have to do it. I didn't have to do it. I didn't have to do the Canva. I don't want to do the Canva.
I don't ever want to do Canva.
I'm starting to like it, the Canva part of it, and I'm like, but I shouldn't. I've gotten better at it.
Do it. You want all the hats.
No, I don't.
You want all the Legos.
I really don't.
Yeah,
I'm very particular about, so marketing is a big word, right? And
it's a huge word.
It means so many different things to so many people, but like for me, one of the biggest things is how do we reinforce the brand at every touch point?
Yeah.
And so the marketing, like the aesthetic piece, is really important to me. I haven't had the time to take that and like, okay, what are the guide rails that are in place for our brand? And we have the colors and the brand kit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But even just like when
you have the brand guide from Tucker.
We have the brand guide.
Okay.
But even the baseball cards, right?
That was so cool.
And like designing those, right? And he, anytime we do anything like that, it's very, very particular.
Okay.
I mean, he spent I don't know how long on those cards, and then we all
okay.
It was a whole team. So it's things like that. So
he's a creator.
Yeah.
He's a creator, an innovator, and he wants to, it sounds like, he needs to build the process. It sounds like you're building the process, and then you're going to hand that process over to your employee. But the process isn't finished being built.
Yes, that's where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
The process has, so the other part of our business is 6 months ago, some of the things that were built have changed. Right.
Sure.
Which is just part of the evolution.
Yeah. Right.
So, yeah, I 100% everything you said, and I'm just more of in this space and in this season of I know what needs to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm in this hamster wheel, and I need to get off the hamster wheel.
But you're creating. So don't confuse.
Yeah.
You are, as an entrepreneur, we have the visionary, the manager, the technician. It sounds like you're working on the visionary part and you're creating process. So don't confuse that with being the technician.
Sure.
That's what it sounds like is happening.
I'm getting pulled I'm pulling myself into the technician part.
Yes, because we're comfortable there. We're both comfortable there. I would love to do an SEO page myself and make it all perfect and whatnot. But I created a process that my team now follows, and I've hired better people than even me.
Yeah.
So
I know. And like, again, so like I'm saying all of this, and I've experienced it, and any other job that I've ever had that wasn't my thing. I've had people, I've helped people, I've set up systems, I've set up structure, and they've done it better than I can.
Well, it's funny. There's been multiple times because I'm going to be like, I'm going to go do it. I'm going to get it done, and it's going to be done because there's a deadline, and I'm going to do it. And then there's things that I have put out into our whatever marketing. It doesn't matter what it's been. Yeah. That Eric's like, I wouldn't have done that. Like he's like, that's not the
language.
Right. He's like, that's not right.
I can
that's
hear the
incorrect.
ChatGPT in it. Like,
and I'm like, well, We had a deadline, so
What
I don't
was
know.
more important, right? Yeah.
Done
So
is
it's-
better than perfect most of the time. And
It's just funny because we'll tug a war on some of those things that I already did it, and if you want to go edit it, but it's done and it's out there.
Yeah, no, there's there's a couple of Mark Cuban quotes because I did used to watch a lot of Shark Tank, and there was just a couple things that really did resonate.
I like Mark Cuban.
And he said, the enemy of profit is perfection.
Yeah.
That's the one thing to keep in mind.
Yeah.
But if it truly is really important, right? But I think with that change of mindset of you're inventing the process, you have every right to do that. And that's difficult to delegate when you're making the process.
Yeah.
But Christina, has no problem with delegating the podcast because you have a process for that. You have a set of
yeah, we built it. And
Yeah.
then it was, here's how we do it. Here's how we organize
Exactly.
it. And
Well,
so
and-
if I'm saying I'm having trouble, but I've literally delegated the podcast
Yeah.
editing and all that. I don't touch it.
Yeah, Eric doesn't. Well, I mean, but you never really touched it, right? There's a couple things that you like put into it
But
from the beginning.
to Darcy's point, like I set up the process of
You
like,
did.
here's how we have a production schedule. So
Yeah.
how do we know what's in the queue? How do we know what
Yeah.
people are working on? What's the,
You told me these are all the things that we need, and okay, great. And then I got the things in place, and then I got to a point where I learned the editing software, but I was like mediocre at it at best. And then we had somebody who she still wanted to be involved in 6 Degrees
Yeah.
as she's abroad, and I was like, well, this would be a huge help, and this would be something that like there's a process already in place. So yeah, it's a well-run machine at this point, and to
Yeah.
the point where I would actually feel confident even if there was somebody that she wanted to delegate the editing side to at some point and said, oh, like I can teach somebody how to do this now because I've been doing it for this long, right?
Yes.
So, yeah.
That's the part of, so at the pizza restaurant, everything was a certification. To be a busser, to learn how to wipe down tables, which at most restaurants is just, here's a rag.
Yeah.
There you actually had to become certified.
Oh my God. Okay.
And then part of it was, what's the definition of clean? Your definition of clean is different than my definition of clean. We need to be clear about what excellence is here.
Yeah.
Right. But then, so I can get certified in different positions, and that's how I get raises. What we want to build is like, yeah, so how do I become certified as the podcasting
Yeah.
editor?
Okay.
So just for you and your
Yeah.
company, so so these people that are, you said training wheels, what's the steps to get
the
the training wheels
certification?
off? How do I get you certified? Maybe it's, we have 3 calls and there's no edits, and there's no edits you do a strategy and I have no notes, or we go from 3 notes to 1 note to no notes, and there's 3 in a row with no notes. But now all of a sudden, like we can very clearly get a linear thing of, you started here, I've seen improvement.
Yeah.
Training wheels are off.
Yep.
Go. Right.
Yeah.
And then can you build a system where like that person can train someone else type thing, right?
Absolutely. And you have it recorded and you have it written down. And
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and work the levels.
I love it.
Yeah. Something for you too, it sounds like, is this is big in our agency, is QA. And everybody kind of hates the QA process because it makes launches take longer. And all clients are like, hey, we want to get our website live. We want to get our website live. And we're like, no, we need to QA it. And there's a very good reason for that.
When you say QA.
QA, yeah, let's talk about that. QA is quality assurance checks.
Sure.
So you're making sure that everything's spelled right, everything's clicking correctly, everything is looking good on all screen sizes.
Yeah.
That's a QA process. For you, it sounds like you need an internal either peer review or QA process where something doesn't go out unless it has your eyes on it. But to Christina's point, you have a certain finite amount of time to make that QA happen,
Right.
right? If you have a 5-hour, window, I'm just
Yeah.
making this up.
Right.
But it sounds like if you are going to be particular, that's maybe the expectations. You QA everything, and then the training wheels come off when you don't have QA edits. And that may
Yeah.
never happen.
Yeah.
These account manager things I was talking about, that may never happen because marketing does change so quickly that these
Sure.
situations, sometimes they're the first of many. So that's me keeping my pulse also on the business.
Yeah.
But maybe that's a process, that peer review or that QA.
I think, at any level, I've just learned second set of eyes.
Yeah.
Even if it's
Yeah.
me, like I make mistakes all the time.
Oh, yeah.
You
There's
know,
been-
like I
Yeah.
literally I updated something, and Christina and just like,
I laughed at
you
it.
missed a word.
I was like, that's not right.
But that way, like, you get your input, but then also everybody can also move on.
I guess part of it is like, there's no ego to it of I need to be the one to do it. It's just, how do we get really clear about what on brand is and what excellence is? And
you're building that right now.
That's what we're building. Yeah.
You're building that right now, so it does need that.
Yeah.
So there
100%. That's where we're at. Right.
Yeah, you're literally building what does the brand look, feel like, and all of that. So that's why you would want to be more in tune with it. That makes sense.
Yeah, and not forever.
It's just the process in which you have to go through to keep building. That's all.
Yeah. There's
that safeguard, basically.
There's another level to play around with.
This is great. I feel like there's a lot of awesome nuggets and things that people are going to be able to take away from our conversation. So this was awesome. It's interesting because I feel like every episode is so drastically kind of everywhere. So
we started talking about churches.
I know, yeah.
Babies.
I know. I didn't expect us to go that heavy into churches. I'm sorry, I wasn't.
No, it's great. But it just creates such interesting conversation. There was so many things that we even took from that have to do with leading our teams and values, and that's all relevant to how we run companies and businesses. So I'm curious for each of us as a reinforcement, what is one takeaway that we're leaving with from this conversation?
Just the layers of conversation around the TikTok video with the church and the baby. Mm-hmm. And as we started kind of peeling back the layers of like, well, who's answering the phone? Mm-hmm. And how many times is this person calling and it's not a real situation? And in 2025, I think what I'm really sitting with it from that is like what you said, Darci, around being skeptical and the importance of being skeptical. And I'm kind of tying that into my own internal skepticism around like what I think I need to be doing, right? And kind of what right? How can I be skeptical of myself?
Sure.
As in this role and what I think needs to change and what I think the roadblocks are, and kind of questioning that a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's skepticism is the theme that kind of tied.
Oh my God, yeah. Skepticism is the name of the game. I don't know. I feel like that should be a new news organization slogan. Stay skeptical. Just question things. Question your beliefs, your limiting beliefs. It's okay to question. I ask way too many questions.
I think it's so great. I mean, it's probably part of the reason why I'm a huge fan of the podcast Armchair Expert, literally wearing their sweatshirt right now. And it's because, Dax has an anthropology major, so he questions a lot of things. And so I hear that, and it helps me also question things and think about things from a different lens. I think a really great takeaway, and I just appreciate you, Darci, like saying you're building that process right now. So just it's okay, like where we are, and like even just reassuring like where Eric is in the process of the delegation piece, and that's why it's taking the time that it's taking is because we're still in the process of building the process. So that was really great to hear.
Good. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm all about. That's awesome. Yeah. No, I've been finding that process. I wish I had known so much sooner that the name of the game is building a process. Yep. I wish I had known that because I did do so much of the work myself. I swear, I remember I did some websites myself. No bueno, but it was so much about putting the right people in the right place, building out a process and being able to deliver those results and whatnot. So, and it takes a long time to get that right.
Getting from A to B
that's interesting.
At this level of system, trying to run a company. Not trying, but running a company and building it while the plane's falling, kind of thing.
Yes.
Is a different experience. So that's what you just said. I was like, oh shit, like that's a big piece of it.
You will feel the difference when you are not building it and flying it at the same time. You will feel that difference. That is the difference that I felt.
Got it.
By year 10.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So the faster you get to that.
Yeah.
The more resolve you'll have.
Get that plane built, baby.
Yes. So that's your goal. There it is. Oh, that's a really, really cool realization.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the difference.
That is the difference.
Okay, that makes sense. Killer. All right, we got some resolve.
I like it. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
This was awesome.
No,
this was such a great conversation.
Good.
I love that.
I'm glad.
Yeah. For this deep dive, I can't even really remember exactly how soon after we talked with Darci that you did this, and I don't even know if there was any subconscious anything for you necessarily.
What did I do?
You bought food for somebody who was unhoused, and I don't know if he necessarily asked for food or if you just offered it when we went and got Ortiz's burritos. But when I was listening back to this episode and this whole conversation, and then we talked about the values and what would each of us do if somebody called looking for formula. And then I was like, oh shit, Eric literally like bought someone a burrito. And I don't think it was that soon. Like it wasn't that long after this conversation.
Yeah, I honestly forgot that this conversation happened with Darci, and then that happened because they weren't actually related at all.
Okay.
So much of me taking that action of buying someone a burrito is because we talk about this a lot with our groups and just members, is like when the ask is really specific, it's easier for me to say yes. So he came up and he's like, hey man, can you buy me a veggie burrito?
Wow. So literally even saying a veggie burrito, like it wasn't even just any burrito.
Yeah. Like it wasn't asking for money. It was like, I'm hungry. Can you buy me this very specific thing?
Yeah.
I was kind of like, sure. And I mean, it was harder to say no to, right? Because it was specific.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it didn't have anything to do with
this
what we were
okay.
talking about. I definitely have like walked by people that have asked for money since then and thought about this conversation. But that was like a couple days before Thanksgiving too, if I remember right. And then the guy that he like came in, he walked into the restaurant that we were at, and I like went and sat with him for a minute and just tried to talk to him.
Yeah.
I think his name is DJ, if my memory serves me. But yeah, it didn't have anything to do with this conversation. It was more of like, oh wow, like you have a very specific ask. I'm on my way into this place.
It's just super fascinating that in all of this, the yes was because of how specific he was.
That was it. That was literally it. I want a vegetarian. Can I get a veggie burrito? I'm like, I don't even know if they have these, but I have that here. But I'm sure they do. But like, I've never ordered one from here, so
sure. Yeah, I'm getting that Cali burrito every time.
Yeah. So yeah, that was. It almost like, again, like when it was that specific, it was almost like I couldn't say no. I would have felt. We've talked about like the people pleasing kind of thing around just like I want people to like me, right? And if someone came up to me like, hey, can I get a Cali burrito? I don't want you to like me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've never had someone, not never. I've had people be, hey, can you get me some food, and ask for food instead of money, and I'm way more willing and likely to buy someone something.
Yeah.
Like
well,
that,
I mean,
right?
There was the time, I mean, it was in the last couple of years because it was here in San Diego that someone asked you for gas and you filled up someone's tank.
Yeah, the gas tank had a hole in it. We filled it up and it was leaking.
Oh my God.
It's like, I don't know how far this is going to get you, but you better drive quick. He's like, yeah, I know. I got to go.
Oh wow. Either I didn't know that or I never asked about that. I don't remember that being part of the interaction because I was in the car.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I also remember being like, what is going on? Like, what's Eric doing?
Yeah, I think there's a really, well, for me, for people like me, it's like, can I spend $10 on a burrito? Absolutely. Can I spend $40, $50 on filling up someone's gas one time? Like, sure. Mm-hmm. But like the lesson of asking for the specific thing,
right?
And when it's like you need it,
yeah,
right, versus I want something. Those are two different things.
Yeah, I mean it is a really good point because think of how many times even I have had recent conversations with people that I get asked the question, how can I help? What can I do to support? And I haven't had anything like super specific. I've had, it's like, yeah, we need this, but it wasn't as specific as like a tank of gas or a veggie burrito. And I think it's something where when people ask, how can I help? They genuinely want to help. They obviously, or else they wouldn't ask the question. I feel like most of the people that I'm interacting with, like, they're being serious about that. And it is really, really hard for most people to think of how they can help when it's really ambiguous and it's like, oh, well, I don't know, I'll think about it.
Right. Well, I guess there's a difference between like something that would be helpful versus attaching like why it would be a very monumental, game-changing type thing.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like if someone asked us the other day, like, oh, like how, so this was great to meet you guys. Like, what can we do to support you? And the thing that you talked about was around growing our event budget through sponsorships. And part of what that person dug into was, okay, like, what does that do for you guys? Like, attaching the why that's beneficial for you guys was what he's like, if I know that, then sure. But like what you're telling me is like, you guys just want to make more money, right? Or what I'm hearing is what he said. And he was trying to get to the understanding of like, if you unlock this part, like, what does that do for Eric and Christina? What does that do for your members? Right. And so it's attaching the specific to not just like, what would be helpful. Is like, there's so many things that would be helpful. So like, there's the vagueness of it, but also the, like, why is this important? And why is it not just like a pipe dream want versus like, no, like, we really need this thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that even the conversation that we had with Rudy of even the way we can delegate things for the people on our team and presenting the why behind something that might be my own story that I'm making up. I would say this is a task that I would find boring and monotonous and like I hate it. And maybe that's not how the other person feels, but everyone I think at some point has tasks like that, and I think that is something that leadership doesn't always do a great job of is giving the why behind why it's so important and what the results do for, what's the impact of what that's going to be. So yes, I hear you also. And I think I ended up sharing a little bit about like, I want to be able to grow our team. I want to be able to do more for the 6 Degrees community. And maybe at that point it wasn't fully expressed and I didn't really get to share as much as I would have wanted, but that's the why, right? Like that's the why behind.
Yeah. Well, so like, it's more so yes to what you're saying, and at the same time it's like that's what's going to get someone to go, oh wow, okay, I want to actually look for ways to help, right? Versus like, so because a lot of people will say like, oh, like whatever you need, how can I help? And they have good intentions, but they're not going to necessarily follow through on it because they're not connected to it, or they're not seeing that you're connected to it or we're connected to it, right? I think the other part of just in what you're saying to this conversation is so the opportunity to turn that question, right? We just sat down for an hour and you said, so how can I help? What can I do? What can I do to support you? And to turn that and have it be, well, based on what you know and based on what I shared, how do you feel like you might be able to help? There's a bunch of things that we need, and I have some specific ones, but where do you feel like you might be able to move the needle on something?
That is such an obvious play, not obvious, but like thinking about it, I'm like, duh, why haven't we been turning that question? That's crazy. We need Rudy back out here ASAP. That is, yes, of course. Like, why wouldn't I turn the question in that situation? Because they're going to now give me their top 1 or 2 ways that they think that they can help. Or they might have some kind of idea. Maybe they even have an idea that I never even freaking thought of. But that's certainly going to be like, oh, I have this person or this person, and I can be like, oh, that would be great for X, or that's really smart.
Well, yeah. Well, then it also, what you would be doing if I asked you that question and then you turned it and I answered it, is then you're filling in the why. I have this idea, and oh, awesome! Like that fits this need, and here's
right.
Here's why. Here's like what we'll be able to.
Here's why that would help so much.
Right, and now it's that person's idea.
Yep.
They're already probably 3 or 4 steps ahead.
Yep.
Running down, like eager to do it, and then you just gave them the fuel to go, okay, yeah, I'll get that done tomorrow because it's gonna be really, really helpful for you.
Damn. I literally had a coffee today and yesterday where I was presented with the question, how can I help? What can I do to support? And I am like kicking myself in this moment. What? That's so smart. Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
and it's not an all the time thing.
No,
but
it's not. It's
that you know, but like so I think that's just just you kicking yourself over one. It's natural, but like the more poignant the question, the more I feel like I need to have an answer, and that's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I mean, so much of it is just understanding that you want to help. You probably have an idea. I have some ideas. It's not it's not like I'm withholding. Just like I would love to hear.
I'll be honest. When I get that question from people, I think my defenses start to go up a little bit because I am now projecting that they think that I had called for this coffee meeting just to ask for something that I need or something that I want, and I'm trying to get something out of this person.
Sure.
And again, stories that I'm making up because most of the people I meet with, and sometimes it also kind of depends on how early in the conversation they're asking that, because if they've spent time with me and they're getting to know me a little bit more and then they ask that question, it definitely feels genuine. But certainly if it's earlier in the conversation, to me it feels very much like okay, like why the fuck am I here, and what are you trying to sell me, and what do you what's the thing? And that's just not my intentions at all. So yeah, I think that's probably where my biggest struggle comes in. And honestly, this turning the question is almost like a cheat code around that anyway.
Sure. The other way I've done it with people is if they ask earlier, like what do you need? It becomes more of a why are we here? Mm-hmm. Right? Is what I've done with people is like, well, actually, like I would ask you the same question. That's what I'm here to do, is figure out how I can help you. How can I help you? And flip it in a different way.
Yeah, but I just feel like that's still... I feel like it almost to me personally, it just feels disingenuous even in that moment, because it's almost like, okay, well now I'm just going to play this game with you because they've started the game, right? If they're going to do that at the beginning, it's like, is that really like the question that I would want to ask in that moment?
I'm not saying to do it all the time. I've effectively done that in conversations with some people where they like the guard goes up of early in the conversation, first 15-20 minutes of we're talking for a little bit, and it's okay, like what do you need? Instead they're someone that's more type A. I don't want to dance around anything. Mm-hmm. Let's get to the point. All right, the pleasantries are nice. How can I help? How can I help you? Mm-hmm. How did you got me to sit down in front of you. Now what do you want? What do you need from me? What can I do for you? Right?
I feel like I haven't had that experience in a while where it's been, what are we doing here? How can I help situation?
Sure. Well, and you've gotten so much positive feedback on the way that your approach to reaching out to someone to get like the introductory coffee or get together.
Yeah, I mean, it has been really nice just to figure out. It's all about just being myself. I literally, the way that I reach out and the language that I use is very Christina. It's not AI and it's not salesy. It's not, because I'm not even trying to sell anyone. I'm just like, who are you? I want to know who these people are in San Diego.
And you've had so many people be like, I never accept like what is essentially a cold LinkedIn message.
No, literally, the amount of times people have said that to me is kind of wild.
Right? They probably like, what, 10 to 20?
I would say closer to 20.
Yeah.
If anything, I would say somewhere between 20 and 30 have said that to me at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these are mostly business owners, mostly people in higher level positions that, get not millions, but hundreds and thousands.
Thousands. No, literally, they're like, the amount of requests that I get, and I turn them all down, and I said yes to you. I'm like, hell yeah, because I'm fucking awesome. I
You
feel
are.
I
You are
am.
fucking
No,
awesome.
and it's like just lean into that. Lean into each of our own. We each have so much to give and to offer, and I really appreciated. Well, this isn't a future episode that I also listened to. So I don't know if it's relevant, but I can. I don't know if I want to say that on this episode because it's literally sharing it on the next deep dive, probably.
Save it.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we'll just. I'm fucking awesome. We'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all I have for this one.
And that's it? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeep. Put it here, bub.
Put her there, bub.